This is Lee with 82 Game and 12, and this will be video 19, I believe. Prelude to Vicksburg, Battle of Chickashaw Bayou, December 26th through 29th, 1862. The American Civil War, volume number 9, with Revolution Games. And let's see the credits here. We've got Game Research and Design, Stephen Oliver. Map with Stephen Oliver. Game Counters, Oliver and Charlie Keebler. Box Art, Mark Mahaffey. Game Development, Marvin Dale. Rules and Charts Layout, Richard Hanwith. Blind Sword System Designer, Herman Luttmann. So, there's the Revolution Games address and email, website, so forth. Check them out. They've usually got sales going on different games they have, and even if they don't have a sale, they've got really reasonable prices. They put out quality products. The maps and counters and charts and so forth that you have in the game, those are all very good quality. I'm very pleased with all of the games that I've bought through Revolution Games, and I am very pleased with this system. I'm enjoying it very much. This will be the last turn, 5:30, of this battle, and it all hinges on Union control of 2 trench hexes. At the present moment, Lindsay's 49th Indiana and 7th Kentucky have occupied 2 of the front trench hexes. That would gives a marginal victory to the Union. They're able to get back here, which they haven't been able to. Then they would get a decisive victory. And then down here, Burbridge, he's got his 6th Missouri Dismounted Cavalry and the 60th Indiana, and they are actually shaken. Have, at the moment, possession of a trench hex. The other Burbridge units over here were pushed back, and they're trying to possibly get into a trench hex, maybe over here in the 5:30 turn. We've got the leaders all in the cup. Now it just goes to adding the key chits here. So I've got to stir these up and then just randomly pick. Normally you would, if you were playing someone face to face, or say on one of the online platforms, then you get to pick 2. I just randomly draw them since I'm playing solo, that makes it more interesting, I think, for me as a player. And so that's what I do. Now, if we go over here, we've got just a huge collection of brigades that are out of action. And most of them are not going to be able to return due to the fact that they have such a low cohesion rating. With these ones, you know, 1 in 6. Not a very good Burbage has lost 3 brigades. And if you could say that the Confederates have not lost near as much, but of course Gregg's lost 2. This Thomas unit could probably return, possibly this SD and these Gregg units. But these units with the 1s, you know, they're just not going to be able to do it. G. Smith, the 8th Missouri, could possibly. But, you know, you're using a opportunity to move your troops and so forth. Thayer could get 2 units back. Hovey has got these 2 units, but Stewart, there's another Stewart. Oops. They're just, that's what we're looking at. Got quite a few casualties, and so now it's time to get started. We're going to start with the artillery phase, and we've been starting on the Confederate right here. Union gets to go first. So let's see what we got here. All right, so over here we've got Foster here, who's in a empolma, which is basically a fortification. It's built up around the artillery. Foster is going to fire, I think it withers here. If he fires, well, at the 46th, if he fires at the 17th, he's going to have to fire over his own unit, and that's going to add a column shift. So I think he's going to go here. So we've got a strength of 6, and of course that unit is in the trench. So he's got to have a CR of 6. This guy would be a 5. To get us to be able to get any kind of effect on a 6, you'd have to roll a 65 or 66. That, or you're going to have to really have a lot of strength. He could fire at this guy here. We might do that. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. Let's go back here to the 46th B. That's going to be a demi brigade. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy's on a higher level. So I don't know if he's actually firing over his own unit. I guess he is. I'm going to go ahead and back up here so we can see him. So that's who we're actually going to fire at. So we got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still going to be effective. So 6. And we're firing over our own unit, so we're going to say he's going to go from 6 down to 5. And that's all we got, because he's not in the trench. He's not against the levee. 35. And he has a CR of, let's see what he's got, 2. Actually, it's a 1, because he doesn't have support. He can't get support by a unit from his own division. Let's see. No, that's his own brigade. Right. Yeah. So that's a division. Right, or regiments, not division. So, not brigade. So that would be, he doesn't get support. Can't get support from a unit from your own brigade that is shaken or disrupted. So he's actually going to be at a 1. So that's going to be effective. Defective 3 and 4 is just, he's going to be retreat 1.
All right, so that pushes him back to here. All right, so he's finished. Okay, now we go to the Confederates. Gonna pull back, and we've got Bowman and Weems. Both of them are smoothbore. So anything beyond 5 hexes is going to be long range. So we could hit this Shelton here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that. We've also got, let's scoot this up a little bit like this. Okay, so this is who we're thinking about. But we also have possibly Blair out here. He's going to be in, let's see, he's in these. He is in light woods, so it's going to be a shift 1. But he's also fallen timber, so that's 2 shifts. It's 2 shifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus that's 6. That would reduce them, instead of being 4, they're going to be reduced down to 2. So we're better off hitting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what we're going to do. Fire at Weems, who has basically a 0. Weems. Sheldon 69th. He doesn't have support. He's out there alone. So that's 4. Rolled a 55. So, and he's got a 0, so that's going to be tough. Oh, 56. So depletion. 2 morale hits and retreat 2. So he's already depleted. He's got a 0. He's going to the broken track. He just went to broken. Box 3. Okay. Next, we've got Lanfear and Hoffman, a mixed and a rifle, strength of 12. And I think he's going to hit right here. Right here. So this guy's at 3, but the trench is going to increase him back up to 5. And we got a range of 1, 2, 3. Too bad it's not canister. So 12. We've got the trench down to 8, 9, and then 1 for the levy, strength of 6, 7. And we rolled a 62. And he has a 5 that's going to be routine. 52 is going to be a depletion. 52. So he gets depleted. All right. We've got Ward is going to be ineffective. He's got, he's just going to have to like move. He can't recover. He's got to be beside someone. He's got to have support. Let's see here. Yeah, it's got to be stacked with or adjacent to any friendly combat unit. Talk about rallying and right here. So it says artillery steps, and that is stacked with or adjacent to any friendly infantry unit. So he's not, and he's and the thing is, he's not going to be, you know. Only thing is, I could move him up, and then if someone approached, you know, got close enough, you know, he might be able to do something. But I don't think so. But you know, he could come in defense somewhere. Maybe up in here if somebody's approaching. So let's see to move down. That's a slope. B +1. But oh, down slope is nothing. Okay. So he can go 1, 2, 3 right there. Okay. So that's what he did. All right, so let's move on along here and find the next one, which is going to be right here. We've got Landgerber, with the 2nd F Missouri, and Griffin's the 1st Iowa. So that's a strength of 10. They're smooth bore. So effective is out to 5. So looking at a target, really I think Greg is about the only decent target. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could fire here at Barton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here he's helping out Lindsay right here. However, he's got to fire through that. So that's going to, no, he's not going to be able to, he's going to have to go over here. Barton has a 2, which means it raises up to a 4. So we'll have to go to the 52nd. This is going to cause problems. We're firing through the fallen timbers and this light woods. So that's not going to, it's not going to work. We're going to go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's long range, but that's where we have to go. And we have a strength of 10. So 10, 11. We've got the trench. Move to the left 2, so 6, 7. 1 for the levee, down to 5. And we get a 62. And Barton has a CR of 2 + 2 for the trench, so 4, so it's going to be routine. 43, he's going to have to retreat 1. So, this unit retreats back. And they're done. And the Confederates just have Duncan left. Duncan here, I don't know if he really even has a target. He's going to have only a strength of 1. He's on a higher level. So he could fire here or here. So yeah, it'd be a 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could hit this guy. He's out in the open. If he fires here, he's, you know, it's not really, well, yeah, he's kind of firing over his own people. Let's go here. We're going to go here. This probably be a better target. He's at a higher level, but he's got this guy. I think the levee blocks. I don't know if they say he's on the levee, or he's like that blocks his. Let's see, levee. Where's the levee? Exide. There we go. Yeah, it blocks. So he would have to, I think, have to be beside him.
So he can't fire there. He's got to fire.
He's got to fire at someone else. So he could fire here at these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he's going to have to fire here. I guess he's at a strength of 1. 44. Okay, and that target has a CR of 3, not supported to a 2, but it's not enough, so no effect. No effect. And now we go to the Union. And we've got Barrett and Blount. And they're going to fire. Oh, can't fire at that guy. They can fire at this guy. Right through there. Let's get our ruler here and take a look. Yep, and he's not firing over anyone. Okay, so Barton, 42nd Georgias, right here. They have a CR of 3 plus 2 for being in the trench. These guys are started out through 12. So we're going to have 2 for the levee and 2 for the trench, 1 for the levee in column shifts. So shift 3, 6, 7, and he's got a 5. 26. That's not going to do anything. All right, ineffective. Next, Hart and Ward have 8. And him there. This guy here. Can't fire at that guy. You can fire at this guy. We'll go with Barton again. So I think he's going to have to fire over this guy. So that's going to be 2 for the trench, 1 for the levee, 1 for firing over. So they have an 8. No, what is it? 8 or 6? 8. 1, 2, 1, and 1. So a strength of 3. He's got a 5 or 15, nothing. All right, so that's all of the artillery fire. So I'm going to remove these. Move those off. And we're going to start the last turn of the Battle of Chickashaw Bayou. Here we go. Everybody's used their command clarity except for M. Smith. How'd those guys get switched? That's M. Smith's token there. So yeah, the only one left is M. Smith has his command clarity. Okay, and you may say, well, what is that? Okay, that's something that's new for this volume. Okay, each division had a command clarity chit to use to automatically give full activation to one of their brigades. So you see here, everybody's used theirs. They're flipped over except for M. Smith. All right, so here we go. The key right now is Lindsay and Burbridge over here. Okay, but we have some contention here, and of course we've got something that could happen there, and even Blair over here. Okay, but they have to get across that bayou, which is, you know, pretty difficult. We've got to roll on that special table. So let's see
See what happens this last turn. Okay. Handsome movement for the Confederates. What does that mean? Okay. Select Confederate units in up to 2 adjacent hexes. They may move 1 hex and may engage an enemy unit, but not close combat. Artillery units are allowed to engage. The selected units do not have to remain adjacent to one another. So, they can move how many hexes? 1 hex. Over here.
This guy's going to move up.
That way, can't easily get across that levee there. So that's the first move there. Shore up that part of the line. Impalma. So this is the Union. Two actions you can choose. Move this artillery, choose an artillery unit, move it 1 hex. Artillery engagement is not allowed. Then you place an impalement marker. Or you can immediately remove all shaken, disrupted markers from this artillery unit.
Well, we don't have any artillery units that we need to remove shaken markers from. And I don't really want to, well, I guess I can move, let's move Foster here. We can move him up, and basically just the impalement goes back there. But he can't go to engagement, right?
So I think he can't. Artillery engagement is not allowed, so no, he can't move up.
So nobody can move up, so we just put that
out of the way. Okay, SD Lee. His replacement. Withers, SD, and Thomas. Thomas is what we're looking at here. One.
So we get a full activation. Do we want to do Thomas, SD, or Withers? I'll tell you what, we're going to do a rebuild.
Regroup. Okay. So. We're going to do it with Withers. We're going to do a regroup. So we're going to do a regroup.
So if there are 3 X's or more away, and these are 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Okay, so you count the rallying hex, but not the enemy hex. So 1, 2, 3. So he can remove this shaken marker. This artillery unit, since he's beside, can remove that because he's 3 away. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This unit here can remove all of his. Okay, this unit can't. Neither can this unit. So, and we're counting on Pemberton being able to give an activation for Withers to charge in there and help take Lindsay down. So that's the plan. Okay, that Pemberton will be able to do something. Okay, so SD goes back in, his replacement. Okay, we got Morgan, who has Sheldon, Lindsay, and DeCourcy. So let's see if he can activate. No. So I guess we're due. DeCourcy's not even on the board, so let's use him. What about who else do we have? His other one isn't even on the board either. All he has is Lindsay. Sheldon's off too. So let's do Sheldon. So we'll flip Sheldon over. All right, put Morgan back in the cup. Shake it around. All right, Pemberton. Okay, we need Pemberton to get an activation here. No. No activation, not even a limited one. So there went that. All right, Emma Smith, Barton, Vaughn, and Greg. Now, Greg. Dadgummit, I can't pick up. Here we go. Marker fell on the floor. So we'll go ahead and chance it because could use that automatic activation on Greg. But I think I want to use it with Barton. So we're going to try get a 3 so we can activate. All right, so he's going to get a full activation. He's going to have an attack maneuver with Greg. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our offensive fire. Okay, now Lindsay is in a trench, so his strength is 5, but it's going to go down due to the trench. So we're at 3. 12's not going to do anything. All right, so now we're going to have to go to close combat, and Lindsay gets to fire defensive fire first, so he's got a 4. And Greg is not getting the benefit of the trench because he's on the attack. Okay, so 51. So what, 4, strength of 4. And he doesn't get the plus CR either. So, okay, that's 4. 51 goes down to, and he's got a CR of 2. Okay, routine. 44, he's got a retreat. So there went that. So it looks like since I didn't attack with withers.
I was hoping Pemberton would get me an activation, and he didn't. I think we're going to get those guys out of there. Okay, SD Lee.
Okay, so SD Lee, he's got Thomas and SD Lee. Got a 2. And I guess we're gonna go with SD Lee with an attack. Now he doesn't have anybody to fire at offensively. So he's gonna go right there. All right. So he's attacking. And Lindsay is being attacked. He's doing defensive fire. He's got a strength of 4. And the 4th Mississippi has a CR of 4, but no support is a 3. Ooh, a 56. Oh, wow. So that's going to be routine. 43. Retreat 1. So they force them back. So that's stalled out.
All right, so
that was SD Lee. He's done.
Things don't look good for the Confederates. Okay, A.J. Smith. That's going to be Burbridge over here. Rolled a 3.
So they can activate. They're going to do a defensive maneuver. And they're going to fire at this larger unit here. Barton unit here. Who's in the trench. I might fire at this guy. And we got a better chance at doing something against this one. Okay, so we have a strength of 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, he's going to have CR of 3.
See if he's in the light woods. See if he gets support. They never receive support, nor do they provide it. Okay, so he doesn't have support. So they've got strength of 8. Okay, he's firing into the light woods though. So we go down to 6-7. And he's got a CR of 2. 6-7, 25. Barely. Let's see what barely routine. 43. He's going to force him to retreat.
So he forces this one back. You go to there. All right. So A.J. Smith's done.
All right. Next.
Well, we had this one over here. I wanted to attack, but I didn't. I just said defense. So he's going to fire at this guy here. Strength of 8. Now I'll tell you what, he's going to have to fire at this guy. Strength of 8.
Okay, he's going to be shifted to the left 3 times. 4. Strength of 4. And that guy has a CR of 5. 41's not going to do enough. Nope. All right.
I wanted to attack over here. This guy. He could actually go to shaking now.
All right. So draw another one. Steel. We got Hovey and Thayer. These guys back here. 1. He's going to activate Hovey.
And I got disrupted. Well, the only thing we can do is we can do an attack. Movement of 4. Nobody has anybody in range to fire at that's going to be able to do anything. So, all right. We're going to move this guy 4. So 1, 2, 3. He goes to there. This guy goes 1, 2, 3 to give support. Okay. All right. So he's going to attack. The 31st Iowa is going to attack this unit. 17th Louisiana B. So okay, defensive fire. This guy can provide supporting fire at half strength. So that's going to be, let's see, 1.5. Yeah. And this guy is 1. So we've got 2, a strength of 2 here. Defensive fire. We rolled a 16. It's not gonna do anything. All right, so now we have combat. All right, so we've got 10. Okay, start off at 10. Outnumbered 3 to 1 plus. Move up 3. 1, 2, 3, 17, 19. Okay. They're going to have this higher CR, so we go down to 14, 16. Defenders entrenched go down 2, down to 10, 11. Okay. Behind the levee, 8, 9. That's where it's going to be, 8, 9. Oh, a 15. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be a close fight. Alright, 32. Attacker morale hit and retreat 1. So, he takes a morale hit. He's going to end up going right there. So now he's going to be, he's not supported now. So he's going to be at 0, which means he's going to take a depletion. No, not a depletion. He's going to become disrupted. Right here. Because of the Bayou. You had to roll against your cohesion, which he had a 2 -1, but he also has a -1 because he's not supported. So he automatically disrupts right there. All right, so heavies are done. Steel goes back in the cup. Shake her up. M.L. Smith, Lindsay, and DeCourcy. Got a 6. We're going to flip DeCourcy over. So I just dropped one. Guess I didn't. Firing low. This is something that the Confederates can use when they're fired upon to basically annihilate that attack, eliminate it. SD Lee replacement.
So he's got Thomas left. Can he activate him? Yes.
All right. Okay, so we're going to do an attack. These guys wouldn't be effective firing, so movement. Neither one of them can really do anything with offensive fire. So 1, 2 right there.
And then over here,
We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there.
so
All right. Start over here. Attack here. Right here. So defensive fire 4.
32.
He has a 3.
So no effect. Okay. And then over here,
This unit against Burbridge. Burbridge has a strength of 2 and 6, so that's 8.
and he's in that light woods, so it drops down to 6, 7. 62. He's got what? A 4, not supported. 3. That's going to be tough. 55. Depletion and retreat 1.
So
All right. Now we go back over here for the close combat.
So we've got a strength of 3. Okay.
So we start off at 3. We go down 1 for outnumbered. Then we go down again because he's got a higher CR. And he goes down again. He's in the trench. So let's see here. Let me check this. I gotta check to see when you're doing close combat. Trying to figure out if you don't. guess you would just basically go to close close fight. I think you just use the C no matter what. So, okay, so we're gonna roll on the C. And he has a CR of 3. And we rolled a 15. So yeah, that's gonna be a close fight. And a 36. Morale hit, retreat, all 2. So they were successful. He's got to retreat. He takes a morale hit. So he has to go into the Bayou, which means he has to do another cohesion test. And his cohesion is now -1 to 2. He's not supported in the Bayou, so that's another -1. So now he's at 1. 4. So he's going to be disrupted. And they can move in. So that's all of Thomas. So we got Vaughn and Barton left. That's it. But the Union have to hold on to 2 trenches. Okay, fog of war. So, no, fortunes of war. So we roll to see what happens here. We rolled a 5. Look on the chart here. Fog of war table. 5 is a possible USA general casualty. So now we move over to general casualties and we roll the dice. It's an 11. Sherman is taken out. So he hasn't been used yet. So I think he's just finished. And his replacement, I don't think his replacement gets to come into the cup, but I'll check. Let's see what it says. Thing. Let's see. Where is that? I'm just looking here for the command leader casualty. Maybe that's what I need to look under, leader. No. Look here at the exclusive rules. Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, he does get to go back in the cup. So, all right, next one drawn is Fog of. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was Fortunes of War. That's just the next chit. I don't have to roll for that. So that means Sherman's not. I don't know, I would. Because the next one that I drew is this one, where I would roll. So that one is eliminated. So Sherman's still kicking. He's still there. I looked at the wrong one. Okay, we got a huzzah. And let's see here. Who is going to have the best opportunity to do a huzzah? I'll look across here. I think hubby down here. It's hubby. All right, so we're going to do a huzzah. Okay. And this unit right here. So he gets to move 1 hex. Okay, he gets his CR increased by 1, and the TAC, close combat, goes 2 columns to the right. If he's in a Bayou hex, no die roll is conducted on the Bayou table. Entry is automatic. Okay, so we have defensive fire. We're going to have supporting fire here. So we've got 1. And this guy's supporting fire is halved, so 1.5. So it's going to be at a 2. Rank of 2. All right, 46. Okay, and he has a CR of 2. He is not supported, so it goes down to 1, but then he gets the +1. So they're going to have routine fire. 54, depletion and retreat 1, so he just gets sent back. That's gone. Next, Steel. Steel has Thayer. He doesn't have Blair, so he's got Thayer. See if he can activate Thayer back there. No. So, and they don't, that would be a limited activation, but they're not close to anybody to do that, so they're going to be done. All right. Next is M. Smith. All he has left is Vaughn and Barton. And Vaughn really isn't even worth doing anything with.
So all right, let's go with, we're going to do Barton. We'll go ahead and use our command clarity. I could roll because I have, but I want to get this command clarity. That's what we're going to use. All right. So I'm going to do an attack. So first off, we're going to have offensive fire. Those two guys are going to fire at this stack here. He's going to have a CR of 4 because he is supported there. Okay, so we've got a total of 8. CR of 4. 42 with 8. 42. Yes, got it. Routine. 22 is nothing. All right, that didn't work. All right, then we move on over to here. This guy here, this stack. Now this guy here can fire 2. Because he's next to him. But I think he has to be, let's see. No, they just have to be adjacent. So this guy's fire is going through this, through that, like woods. As you can see, he's firing over it. Let's see here, Burbage doesn't get support from this guy. He's shaking, so his CR is going to be a 2. Okay, so we got 9 and 4 is 13. But we've got the light woods there. So go from 13 down to 10, 11. 10, 11, 41. We go across. Okay, this is going to be routine. Routine 61. Depletion is all it is, just depletion. This guy's already depleted. Okay, this guy's not though. No, the lead unit has to be depleted. So let's go back here. So this guy has to roll to see if he's depleted. And yes, he is. He's going to the broke track. Okay. But no retreat. So now we have movement if we're going to do any, which we can move 4, and then we can attack. He's going to go here. All right. These guys don't want to attack. We're just going to have an attack down here. I thought about moving one of these Barton units from Georgia, 4 hexes, 1, 2, 3, 4, to attack this 7th Kentucky. But you know, they get over here, they're going to have a CR of 1 because they're not going to be supported. And this guy's going to be in a trench, so that's really, I don't think we're going to be very effective. So the best thing we can do is try to knock this one guy out right here. That's probably going to determine the game. Who's the victor right here. Of course, let's see, yeah, he would have to move to here. That's the open space. Here he's beside this guy, can't retreat beside him. So, okay, so he gets to return, he gets a defensive fire. So he's at a strength of 6, and he's going to fire at this larger unit. So, this unit, 42nd. So, a strength of 6. Uh-oh, 55. 55. And that one has a CR of 3. Yeah. So that's going to be routine. Ooh, a 56. Depletion, morale hit, retreat 2. So this one's depleted. Takes a morale hit, which means he's shaken, and he's retreated 2. So 1, 2, back to like that. Okay, so it comes down to the 40th Virginia. He's going to have a CR of 2. He's not supported, so a 1. He's got a strength of 6, and he's in a trench. Things don't look good. Okay, so we start off at the strength of 4. It's going to be, he's outnumbered, so go down 1. CR wise, he's got the higher CR, a 2 to a 1. Go back up to 4. He's in the trench, so it goes down 2. So we're going to be at a 2. All right, 34. All right, let's go into a close fight. $41. Close fight. 4 and a 1. Attacker morale hit, and attacker retreat 2. So that's it. Attacker morale hit, retreat 2. 1, 2. So he just stay where he's at. And that's all the Confederates. There's what is it? Barton moved. Vaughn, he's off the board. So I don't even have to move anybody else. We've got 1, 2 trench. That's all it takes. So let's make sure here. Okay. Well, oh, no. Okay. Okay, it says control 2 trench hexes in the first row of trenches, running from 1023 to 5723. That's all the way across the board. Okay. At the end of the scenario, marginal Union victory. So we've got a marginal Union victory. The Confederates were not able to repel those last units. I should have just went ahead and attacked with Withers over here, and they could have possibly kicked them out. I was hoping Pemberton over here would give me an opportunity to move Withers up after he regrouped, but did not happen. So even though the Union lost a bucket full of men over here, the Confederates were not able to keep the Union out of the trenches.
So looking across the board here.
They didn't have much success here at the triangle. It was here between the triangle and the Indian mound, and then of course the Confederate left, which is where I put my pontoon bridge, and I really should have put it. It should have went right beside this ford. Right here. Should have went right here. Because then it was just didn't have to roll for the Bayou. You could have just went right here, just boom, boom. But I moved it here, which was they could, but there's a creek right here, and this costs 3, you know. So you could get right here close and go 1 and then 3 and still attack in attack order if you were here. You know, I would have had to left that open, not have anything there. But
having the pontoon bridge on the flank was much better than trying to place it and over here where the corduroy bridge is.
Which they were putting it right here. I think it was somewhere in here. That's where I think they put it. So very difficult to try to do anything over here. I did not put the pioneers out like I should have and eliminated these fallen timbers, because that would have eliminated having to move on top of one, you know, waiting and then being able to move off of it. If it was a full timber, okay, not just the half, but the full, then you couldn't even enter it. They would have had to get the pioneers out. But once I did that over here in the middle, that allowed a lot easier maneuvering for the Union forces. Confederates didn't do a good job of picking off those pioneers, or trying to. The other thing that affected this, I think, was at the beginning of the game, first few turns, I was not applying, as far as I remember, I was not applying the +2 to the Confederate CR if they were in a trench. And I think that would have, there was a few units that got on the broken track that I think would not have been there. I think that was maybe some of Greg's units. They probably would have not suffered the casualties. But there wasn't that many that I don't think that was affected. Maybe some on the board were depleted and forced back, but most of these entrances that occurred after I started applying the correct +2 to CRs of Confederate units and trenches. Burbridge really put a lot of pressure on the Confederates over here, causing valuable reinforcements, units that were in the second line, to have to rush over to this Confederate left to engage Burbridge. So if you're the Union player and you're looking to see where you should build that pontoon bridge, you know, I suggest that you put it on the Union right, the Confederate left over here, somewhere close to the ford that's over here in 2417 and 2418, right here between those So either this hex or a hex close to it. I think that's a really good hex. You could put it right there. That would be but you still got to go through the marsh. You know, you got to go through the marsh here or there. I think it's better to have this pontoon bridge here because you can get, you know, you don't need it here. You just have that creek right there. So you needed to get your troops across here without funneling them through this area. You know, give them another place to come through. I don't think it's going to help you down here because there's so many Confederate units already here. You know, there's not any on that flank. So here, just if you put it in here, it's just going to cause much of a cluster in here that's already there. So, all right, so that's the outcome. The Confederates lose due to the fact that the Union was able to control 2 necessary trench hexes along the first line. That gave them the marginal victory. They held just barely onto it. But they still had some opportunities to move. You know, G. Smith could have pushed across here. Stewart could have crossed here. Could have crossed right here. You know, Confederates were out of moves. You know, Vaughn, but the only one they had left was Vaughn, and he didn't have any units on the map. So again, I just want to say that I thoroughly enjoy this system. I think it's a great system. It's very easy to play. It's smooth and mechanics. Not a lot of hiccups. I do a lot of looking up different things in a rule book because I play so many different games and they all get jumbled in my mind. But it's easy to find. If you're looking for a certain rule, it's easy to find. They've got index in the back of both the series rules and the exclusive rules. You got a table of contacts. Series rules, very easy to understand. It's well written. The illustrations they give, and from volume to volume, you have the consistency of the series rules with some added changes, small changes or variations in the exclusive rules to make up for differences in battles and things that happen and so forth. This was a very interesting battle. I don't know a lot about the Western campaign. I'm learning about the Western campaign. One, through the playing of these games and getting an interest in going out and buying books, just like this Vicksburg book I picked up. We did have these other jets. Let's see what was in here. Superior artillery, seeing the giant wouldn't have mattered. So there's another Huzzah. Sherman, Morgan, M.L. Smith. So yeah, really not anything here that's going to help the Confederates with those draws. So that didn't matter. If you're interested in a Civil War series, I suggest you try this out. Like I said, the games are really economical, and you can pick up one of them and try it out, see how you like it. There's going to be some differences between each volume, small, minor differences. Nothing major. Now the first series volume, Stonewall Sword,
Has to do with I think it's the Battle of Cedar Mountain. It was the first one in the series, so the artillery is handled different in that volume. All the other volumes, you're going to have an artillery phase, and then you go into your chit draw, where you start drawing from a cup, and you start giving orders. And the rolling for activation and some of that there's some subtle changes in the rules regarding the scenarios and the volumes. So, but as I said, it's not really major changes that are made. Some of his improvements for that helps that specific battle to be played out. Another thing that I like, besides the artwork and so forth, Rick Barber did the maps for quite a few of the earlier volumes, and he's going to be sorely missed in this gaming hobby. I've got maps that Steve Barber made in other games, and some I bought the game just because I knew, hey, it's got a Rick Barber map, and I bought it because of that. So I really like his work. The other thing I was going to say is the thinking that these games cause you to do. You begin to analyze, why did certain general do this? Why did they do that? And when you go in and do some research, read some books and so forth, books are going to be more accurate than you're going to find just internet. You're looking up something on the internet. You've got to go to a source. And in this book, of course, David L. Miller was not a witness. So you've got the bibliography that's going to have all the different sources that Donald L. Miller went to get the facts. Okay? And it's not www. So he's going to first and second-hand sources. So some sources that were there, their reports and their maybe they wrote a book, so forth, or letters, notes, journals, whatever. So you get a book. You have a big bibliography. It's going to have, where did they find this information? You can go to that and read it verbatim. Okay, what was going on and what happened. So that's what these games do for me. I was a history teacher for a number of years, and so I really enjoy historical things. And when I find a game that you can play and get historical results, and then I like those games. I like games that make me think, analyze, and say, okay, what if this had happened? Why did this happen? It makes you question things, makes you think about things, makes you want to read, find information out, discover, find out about Sherman. What was he like? How did he command? What successes did he have? What failures did he have? He had some failures. Sherman, he had some issues. And find out why, he was named Tecumseh. Find out why he was later, William was added to his name. find that out by reading about a book about Sherman. So, that's what these games, Revolution Games series, does for me. It makes me want to read about these battles and about other battles and about the leaders. I never had much of a desire to read about Grant, and he was one of our presidents. I was always more interested in reading about Stonewall and his exploits and successes. But these games, they make me want to read about Sherman and Grant and S.D. Lee and Pemberton and find out about, what they did and how they were successful or how they were defeated during their campaigns. So this is just the overview of the last 30 minutes of the battle. And again, the Union get the marginal victory due to these two trench X's. They don't have to be adjacent, just two trench X's. All right, that's it. We're done with this, and next, you may want to know what's next for 82 game and 12. And let me just show you. We are going to move to a game that there is very few videos of playthroughs of battles dealing with this topic. And we are moving on to the Great Battles of Julius Caesar, Deluxe Edition. Mark Herman and Richard Berg. And this was 2022. I've had it on my shelf in shrink wrap, and I started looking on YouTube for videos about playthroughs of the different battles that are in this, and I think there's one individual that's done a few videos, just a couple. And it's like, this game has been out for a long time. And even going back and trying to find videos of earlier playthroughs, can't find them. There's just not that many there. So I may do a couple of these. Oops, we got to flip it over now. So if you're not really a fan of the great battles of history, then you're really missing out. This is a great system. The only one that I played that I had, I guess, really some questions about was the one that had to do with the Greeks, and it slipped my mind for some reason. But that's a whole different thing. I don't need to talk about that concerning this. This is the Romans. You got the Romans against the Gauls, the Britons. You got some phalanxes, not very many. So this is what we're going to go with next. And looks like we got 4 large battles, 6 small battles, and 12 using a full-size map sheet. So that's a lot of battles. 20 battles. If we pull in here a little closer, 20 battles that. And I haven't decided which one I'm gonna do first. I know one of Caesar's Civil Wars for sure, and I don't know. One thing I don't like is the use of the BCE before Common Era and then Common Era. I don't like that. You know, I'm old school. You know, give me the BC and AD. I don't like the BCE. You're trying to take Christ out of things. I don't like that. So, I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm gonna really take a look. I've just been going through the rules, and so I was just disappointed. I'm trying to find some playthrough videos, and I couldn't find hardly anything. You know, like I said, one individual had a few, and that was it. The other thing I don't like down here on the bottom, it says made in China. Why are we making these in China? What, do we not have? Is the printing done in China? What are they making in China? You know, all the artwork and all of that's all done here in the United States. Why they send it to China? That's another issue. Another soapbox for me, I guess. So that's what we're going to do. If that kind of sparks your interest, well, stay tuned. Maybe a few days before I get this kicked off, but we're going to get that going. And like I said, I'll probably do at least 2, probably back to back, just because there's just not any out there. You know, very few. You know, and there needs to be playthroughs of these battles, you know, using this system out there for people to look at and to decide whether or not this is something that they want and that, you know, it's available. You know, too bad I didn't get them out much earlier than now. Like I said, I've had this since this came out. You know, it's been on my shelf. So many things going on in my life that I just didn't get to it. I had other things to mess with. I've played SPQR, Great Battles of Alexander, and I've got videos. I think I've got videos of both of those out on my page. I know SPQR, but anyways, a great system that works very well. I'm happy that it was created so that Gronars can enjoy, you know, this hand-to-hand experience of these classic ancient battles and have fun doing it, and, you know, create some what-ifs, make you want to go out and purchase some books, so forth, concerning, you know, the different characters or the different periods of history. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what's next on my gaming table, and take a break from the Revolution Games American Civil War series to do that, and then I'll be back. I've got the Salem's Church volume, has to do with Chancellorsville, and it's the day after, or I guess it could have been that morning that Stonewall Jackson was killed. I don't remember exactly the hour. He was killed that night, that morning, early morning. But I think it's the following day. Maybe it was another day following. Anyways, continuation of the Chancellorsville battle. I think it's just the next day. And also I'll have like Longstreet attacks. I've got it. I haven't done a playthrough of, and probably there's at least another couple more that I have that just haven't done a playthrough. So, and then I got all kinds of other game series to get to the table. Interceptor Ace 2, Volume 2, and I've got some games on order that I'm waiting to receive. I allow 1807. That's the Brothers in Arms, I believe. That's a European company. So, waiting to receive that. Hopefully, they've sent or shipped our copies to the States by now, and they're getting distributed out. If you've got that game already, send me a shout out. Say, hey, I've got mine. And there's some others that I've got on order. But heck, I've got some older games, some newer games that I need to get to the table. Pacific War. I don't have the new version. I've got the old 1985. So I want to get that to my table. Do quite a few of those battle scenarios and have fun with that. I'm a big fan, or I guess, yeah, I'd say fan or studier of the Pacific War. Done a lot of reading on that, and I enjoy the carrier battle games. I've had many through the years that I bought and sold, bought again, and then I wish I still had. Flat top, classic game. Scratch one flat top, so many others. But Avalanche Press has a series. That the operational side is worth playing. Not too fond of the bucket of dice system they have, but okay, that's enough blabbering here. I just want to let you know what I'll be playing next. And oops, it's upside down. Julius Caesar. Oops. So this is Lee with 82 Game and 12. Come back and check out the great battles of Julius Caesar. And hope you've enjoyed this playthrough of Prelude to Vicksburg, Battle of Chickashaw Bayou, December 26th through 29th, 1862. American Civil Wars, volume number 9. So, catch you next time.